Hey, Corky here, out here in the Christmas shop, train shop, out here in Hamilton, Alabama. Today's a little different video. I'm going to be doing an unbagging of a few trains. This is a case knife given to me by David Boyd. It's a good knife. He gave it to me in a church vestibule. He said, "I don't know why you need this, but the Lord told me to give you that knife." And I said, "I know why. Because my grandson had seen my old timer knife that my dad gave me, and he asked me, he said, 'What are you going to do with that knife?' And I said, 'Well, if you behave yourself, I'll probably give it to you when you get older.' So I know that's going to be the replacement for that one. Pocket knives is a thing with grandchildren, so not something I ever sit around and think about, but it was something that's happened. And they are always, when they bring their packages to me to open up, and today I got one off eBay. See what it is. Yeah, that's familiar. That's familiar too. Looks like Thomas. Now these are the plastic Trackmaster Thomas that I've been talking about. I did a video about them. They're really good for kids. Now, I'm not sure they make these anymore new. There's another one. They could be two different faces or maybe a different character. But that's number one. That's Thomas. Okay, the story behind these little trains, and behind Thomas the train in particular, is, and I've got right here beside me, I've got a picture of Ringo Starr when he narrated, see that? Narrated Thomas's train out here in my shed. So the story behind Thomas is a man by the name of W. Awdry was a minister in England back in the 40s. And he had a son that got measles. Now, Reverend Awdry was working as a chaplain to the train yard, and he said he would lay in bed at night and listen to the different engines, switchers and all in England there. He said they all had different personalities, and so he envisioned a story where he could feature these different engines. I've never seen that one. I don't know who that is. I'm sure it's one of them. There are different engines that are characters, and Thomas ministers to those different engines regarding their personal issues. But when you're watching the show, Thomas the Train, and you listen to the story, or you read the stories, you can see how it was written by a pastor because of the way that the engines interact with each other and the issues that they face. But anyway, Reverend Awdry's son got measles, was laid up sick for a long time. And this is Harvey. So, was laid up for a long time. So Reverend Awdry, in his workshop, started building these toy trains out of pieces of wood, things like that, and wrote those stories to read to his son. and to have for his son. This is, I don't know, okay, Merlin. Merlin is his name. That's a cool looking one, isn't it? And he would read these stories to his son, and that's where the Thomas the Tank, you say in England, or Thomas the Train series came from. Came from a minister, a pastor who was a chaplain to the train yard, who wrote these stories and created these toys for his son while he was sick. Isn't that a cool story? Who is this? Should say him there somewhere. T for Thomas. It doesn't say what his name is, but he's handsome. Anyway, these trains run on batteries, and they use gray or brown track. I don't think they make them new anymore, so you have to go on eBay to find them. But anyway, Thomas the Train, great stories. I decided, because Thomas is more geared toward the very younger ones, to stick with Thomas in the plastic that they can assemble, and my 3 and 5 year old grandchildren can put those together. I watch them do it; they like it. So keep that with the toys that are in the floor in the house. I'm not planning on buying a Thomas O-gauge for in here. So anyway, there you go. There's an unbagging. I got me some new engines for the Thomas in the house. Y'all have a blessed day.